Alright, lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So guys, I came across this video on my For You, and I thought to share where pan-colored people are actually upset at the fact that people that look like me do not want to come out to fight, and they goes as far as asking question like, what is it that they have done, even if they actually voted, some of them who actually voted for Kamala Harris is asking and pleading for people that like me to come out and help them. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches because TikToker actually responded and he detailed the reason why people that look like me are really standing on business. Your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
So, no disrespect to you and not an attack on you, but I'm going to answer your question. But before I do, let's all read it. I'm white and I voted for Kamala. Please explain to me why nobody wants to fight against losing our benefits and everything that's wrong sincerely. Because we had a chance and so many of us blew it. Do you want to know where the disheartenment amongst black folks comes from? It's this. Character. Character. It all comes back to character. You see, in 2016, people that look like me saw that man and realized he was bad fucking news. And we were looking at it from the standpoint of the amount of pure racism he's able to get away with. We were just sitting there going, we the only ones that see this? We the only ones that see this. We brought up the history of Fred and Donald Trump denying applications of black people wanting to live in their buildings. People poo-pooed it away. We brought up the fact that he said, his words, not mine, you can look them up. I don't want a black man voting. I don't want a black man counting my money. I want one of the guys with the yarmulkes. So he was not only racist, but he was anti-Semitic to begin with. There was I guess he was testifying in front of like I don't know, I won't even say, it might have been Congress, I'm not sure. But it might have been the New York Congress, where he talked about, he was in a battle between him and Native American casinos, where he basically said, these were his words, not mine. Those don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to other Indians. He said that. You had the Central Park Five, the exonerated five, where Donald Trump took out a full-page ad in every single New York newspaper, New York Times, New York Post, all of them, to declare that we should have the death penalty for these 5 men because of what happened in Central Park. They weren't men, they were kids, and they were innocent. And to this very day, he's never apologized. So when he starts running for president, a lot of people like me were like, no, fuck no, hell no, fuck no. Keith Ellison, Representative Keith Ellison at the time, said, y'all need to keep an eye on him because he could not only win the Republican nomination, but he could win the presidency. And everybody laughed. George Stephanopoulos. And then we watched as America gave him more and more time, more and more energy. We were disappointed. And then he won. Despite the efforts of black women, of black folk. We sat there and watched as America said, yeah, give us some of this. For black folks, America is on a we trust you case by case basis. And so far, it ain't never really actually gotten the trust. 4 years of this. And we watched as that man did nothing nothing about COVID. Nothing. Not one damn thing. Which was disproportionately attacking African Americans. And poor, I'll say poor people, I will say poor people, but for this conversation, I'm talking about black folks. All right? There was a time when people found out that there were more black folks dying from COVID than white people, and they just stopped giving a fuck. And then he lost. Once again, we, being black folks, helped to get him the fuck out. You can say, oh, when you guys was on the Democratic plantation, one of those things we cannot stand hearing, but it seems to come out of everybody's mouth, but I digress. Or you can honestly say, we looked at the fucking writing on the wall, and was like, he gotta go. And so he was gone. January 6th happened. We had sat and listened as American society talked about riot, 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 riot. You burn down a city, you burn down a town, you burn down a state. When it was Black Lives Matter. But then we watched January 6th happen. And was like, I guess this ain't the same. I guess this isn't gonna live in shame, isn't? Y'all shame, but really bad? Okay. And for 4 years, we worked, we took care of our kids, we took care of our families. But with that one eye towards watching the American populace do this shit again. Because that motherfucker started running for president, re-election, for the third time on January 7th of 2021. He was going to be president again. We watched as people shit on Biden for his age and cognitive decline, but never once said a fucking thing about this man. And that got bullied Joe Biden out and brought Vice President Harrison. Now, in the time of all of this, we also realized that Project 2025 was out there. You could read it. You could download it. You could talk to your friends about it. But everybody else had an agenda. Everybody. I'm not voting for him because I'm not voting for her because of what she did in Gaza. What the fuck did she do? She's the vice president. We watched as everybody put a standard on Vice President Harris that they never once put on Donald Trump, and it pissed us off. Pissed us off. We were out there, especially black women. Black women are the backbone of democracy. They was out there in full force. When they tell you a motherfucker shouldn't be there, and they've said it 3 fucking times about this same motherfucker, and nobody listened, then the election happens. And we watch. And it happens again. Now, does that mean a lot of people did not vote for Vice President Harris? No, it doesn't. It means a whole lot of us voted for Vice President Harris. But the majority sat their ass at home, voted stupidly, or voted for this. We're tired. We are fucking tired. We are tired of being a beast of burden for this nation. We're sick of it. Nobody ever wants to listen to us until some shit fucks up. Every time we tell y'all, yo, this shit ain't good, what happens? Oh, and we see racism everywhere. Probably because it is. This push towards DEI looks no different than the push against CRT, critical race theory. Some shit black folks say, hey, yo, that's real racist. Nothing. So we're sitting down. Because obviously, America is just hell-bent on having this motherfucker in the White House. Despite the efforts of every goddamn body else, a large majority of the Americans sat the fuck at home and said, this ain't gonna be that bad. They're both the same. Now we're seeing, no, that should have put paid to that fucking argument. They're not the fucking same. One might be lazy and one might be insane, but they're not the fucking same. We tried to tell y'all this. So now we're like, fuck it. Whatever the fuck happens, keep us out of it. Because it was always character. Since 2016, it's always been character. Black folks, real black folks, motherfuckers that are actually out here learning and knowing and shit, we've always seen the character of Donald Trump. And we've always known that America likes men like Donald Trump. We were told we were paranoid. We see racism everywhere. We're victim mentality. We're victim blaming, not taking any accountability. We tried to fucking tell y'all. And after 10 years, he's back. So obviously either a lot of people didn't listen or a lot of people didn't give a fuck. So now we out.
92% of the black community have decided to stand down and to let them do all the work. We have showed them the game plan. We have told them what to do. We tried to lead them to the glorious of fresh water, and they decided not to drink it. At this point, it is not our fault if you starve. It is not our fault if you are dehydrated. If you are thirsty, drink, because we showed you how to create a pond of water within your hands. Seeing the entire country quite literally and figuratively burn down to the ground, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me a little anxious because I am missing something. I am missing something incredibly important. You know what that is? I am missing a black woman who can drink hot green tea with me. That's what I'm missing. For those who don't know, I am absolutely obsessed with green and jasmine tea. It's one of my favorite drinks. No sugar, no GMOs, no added supplements, just the nature and the leaves itself. What's interesting is this. Every now and then, I will get tagged into videos from other people of color, and they will ask me and other black people, why don't you help us? Why won't you help us? Why are you abandoning us? It's the same answer of what I said 3 months ago after the presidential election. You betrayed us. We trusted you and you stabbed us in the back. Here is a phrase that I continuously say to my friends because it is critically important. Trust and love is very important. However, trust is 10 times more valuable than love ever will be. I can still love you. I can still care about you. But I do not trust you enough to where you won't stab me in the back. Trust is the complete opposite. I can despise you and you can be my enemy, but I am no fool. If I can trust you enough to where you won't stab me in the back, then that trust will be placed. It's the same way with this. To the Latinos, to the Asians, to other people of color, I do care about them. I love y'all even. But I am no fool. I know I can't trust you because that election told me everything I needed to know. That election told me that a lot of you is not on the black community side. Love itself, my love for you, is not enough for me to have faith in you. If your trust was unbound and you continuously shown to me and everyone else that you are worth to be trusted, then we wouldn't be having this conversation now, would we? But because you have shown time and time and time again that you cannot be trusted, why are you acting surprised when we take our trust back? People need to understand that black people are not hateful. We care about you guys. We do love you guys, but we can't trust you for shit. So if the entire country has to burn down for you to realize that you have placed your trust into the wrong people, then so be it. That's all I gotta say on the matter. It is Onyx, and I'm gone.
When I think about how black Americans corporately have said, we're done, you would have thought we picked up the phone and called each other. I find it amazing. And I think it's almost spiritual the way we black, and I can't speak for all black people, right? I'm only speaking for black Americans, how it hit like our system, our senses, and how we're connected to where at the same time, corporately, we all said we're done. We all said we're check it out. Now you do have your outliers, right? But as a people, we all understood the assignment. And that's what I love about us. That's what I find amazing about us, how connected we are. Even though we be treating each other like trash, sometimes or whatever, but we are so connected. We are spiritually connected. To the people from the north, south, east, or west, we're connected in our thought processes, right? And how we're going to move. I don't know. And I know I'm not articulating this right, but I find it fascinating how we're moving right now. And I find it fascinating that we all collectively decided to move this way without speaking to each other. Without saying like beforehand, okay, this is how, like, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing that anymore. It was just like we all woke up and said, boom, no. And I think that's the ancestors. I really do. I love us. I don't like us all the time, but I love us. I love our culture. I love who we are. And man, spiritually, we understood the assignment. We are amazing people. And I can't speak for other cultures. Right now, I can't speak for other black cultures. I'm speaking for black Americans, for our experience, what we are currently experiencing now, right? And I know there are things that we as just black people not just Black Americans, that we're connected as well. But as Black Americans, I don't know, like this movement now, us sitting back, us taking a break, us seeing, like corporately, we see everybody's like, oh, segregation. They're like segregation. Okay, whatever. Oh, tear up the Black Lives Matter memorial. Okay, whatever. Y'all just want us to come out there and protest. We're not. We did not have a meeting. We didn't have a meeting. We didn't speak to each other. I didn't go and call my family or have conversations with my family and say I'm done. We just all like, nah, we're not doing this. We check it out. Let them do whatever they want to do. And in my family, I'm the protester, right? I'm the one, like when I was living in New York, I'm the one that was out there marching and protesting. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, but we as the people say, no, we're good. It's not our fight. You know, it's not our fight. Someone else has to take up the torch. And okay, I'm rambling, so I'm gonna go. But I just want to say I love us. I love us so much. I don't like us all the time, you know, but I love us. I love being Black. And I find it amazing when people just don't love being Black. Like they don't love our culture. We are amazing. Okay, happy Sunday.
Do not go out there. Hold the line. This is not our fight. Okay? Tell your children not to go out there. You don't go out there. Tell your aunts and your uncles, do not go out there. Your friends, do not go out there. I'm going to tell you right now that they have tried to bring us out of this, our quiet protest, since inception of this new administration. Okay? They tried when they canceled the Equal Employment Opportunity Act. We didn't go out there. Hold the line. They tried it when they ended the DEI. We didn't go out there. Hold the line. They tried it when they allowed the departments not to celebrate. They had a choice to celebrate or not to celebrate Black History Month. Hold the line. They tried it when they threatened schools to hold funding if they taught Black history. We're not going out there. Our protest is not outside. Okay? They tried it when he signed orders for school choice, knowing that it's going to affect our children the most in the inner city. They tried it. We're not going out there. They tried it when they released January 6th insurrectionists, knowing that there are African American men in jail right now for lesser crimes who's still sitting there. We're not going out there. They tried it when they fired the Black Joint Chiefs of Staff, knowing that he was fully able and capable of running that position. We're not going out there. Now they're trying it, and they're dangling this carrot. They're trying it by saying they're going to release, or trying to release, Derek Chauvin, the guy, the cop, okay, who unalived George Floyd. They're dangling that at this point. We're not going out there. It's not our fight. This is not our protest. Our protest is quiet. Our protest is hitting companies in the pocket. That's our protest. As a content creator, I want to join other content creators and letting you guys know, the community, do not go out there. And not need for you to pass it along. I need for you to repost if you can, by letting everyone know we're not going out there. Okay? The people that are physically out there protesting are the ones who's supposed to be out there protesting. They're supposed to be protesting. It's their turn, right? So we're going to leave it at that. I want to make sure that everyone that can get this message, and other content creators, their message, please repost, share, okay? What we need to do as a community is get together with our families and figure out how we're going to survive the next 4 years, okay? That's what we need to do. What are we going to do? What's our backup plan? That's what we need to be discussing, because right now, we're quiet, we're eating popcorn, we're drinking tea, we're sitting, we're listening, we're actively engaging in listening, but we're not going out there physically. We're not doing it. Don't send your kids out there. Don't do it. That's what they're waiting for. Okay? Have a great day. And
Seriously
Peace.
love this. This is actually not a question. Like, so many of the white people who probably voted for Kamala Harris is still asking the same question. Like, they are like, okay, we did the right thing, we did everything that you guys wanted. Like, we voted, we tried our best, and all of that. At least you people should use because of our own, what we've done, our own contribution to come out and help to advocate and talk about, all of the things that is happening. The thing is that this is just still a medicine after death. Nobody is disputing the fact that you didn't try your best to, to maybe vote or vote right. The question is that what are you doing? What are you doing in your own community? She left these commentaries talking about how why is it that black people do not want to. Why won't she also, put out this question towards her own community? There are so many MAGA supporters in her own community that she will probably need to go ahead to ask, to ask questions like, you are my brother and I'm your sister, and what have you? Why didn't you actually think through before, casting your ballot or before voting for whosoever choice that you feel that is right for you? You guys have a lot to do in your own community. I think both Hispanic and every other minority group have a lot to do in their own community before coming for black people for help. I think you have a lot to do, a lot of togetherness because as it is, so many of your community people wanted more or they wanted something which you didn't. So I think you have a lot of things to do, a lot of togetherness, a lot of advocacy to do in your own community. Like, you need to start putting your own community together. Get them on your own side. Get them understand the reason why you feel that they need to vote the same way you voted for, or they need to start thinking the same way you do before probably coming for black people. The thing is that black people have actually been doing this for a very, very long time. Then it's not become as if this is their fight. This is what they are ought to do. Like, your own community have all of the right to keep on, you know, doing things as usual. Then why black people have all of the starting your own advocacy from your own community is actually going to pave way. It's actually going to create room for so many other person, and it all begins with you, Pancolod. You have more of the power, and also black people are decided to distance themselves because maybe they get involved with all of the protests, or you want them to come out. They might initiate what they call martial law, and all of the protests that has been happening after the election has been so peaceful. There's no, predicament. Nobody was actually brutalized. Nobody was, killed and all of that. Just imagine that people that looks like me decided to to get themselves involved. Do you think that the media will not, try to change the narrative, making it think that people that looks like me are now the problem, or they can even end up calling them violent people? Like, this, the whole truth. There's no need of trying to pretend as if, oh, like, them doing it is going to make the situation worse. So them going aside and allowing you to do all of the works, I think that is a very good idea to avoid all unnecessary police brutality or confrontation or trying to change narrative. I am still in support of black people standing on business until you guys have done and to a certain level before they might, even if they are still saying that they are not going to go nowhere until the next 4 years. So I think the board is actually in your court, and you are in the right position to fix all of the mesas that people that looks like you have really caused. Anyway, when I saw this, I thought that I was just going to put it up here because so many of the, pink colored people who probably voted for Kamala have actually been asking this question. What about them? They were not included. Like, because of them, you should be all considerate. And there's no point of, like, Why always black people? There are other people who can probably do all of these things. You can start from your own community, create awareness. People already seeing that things are not working out where the way at which it was supposed to, or the way at which they were promised that it was going to, favor each and every one of you. So I think starting from your own community, calling you guys together, trying to like, okay, black people are not more, they don't want to get involved. We have every right. Do something first. There's no point crying. I've been seeing all of the complaints, crying and all of that. Do something. Then probably when things get up to like 90%, that's when people that look like me might. We are not even certain. Anyway, love listener, just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We just here for educational and informative purposes. So guys, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.